Your health is your wealth. Your health many times has everything to do with making sure you're not getting the toxic foods, the toxic substance, the toxic information, the toxic people, right? So important. Toxic communities, toxic interests, toxic attention to superficial, unfortunate abundance of crap out there on social media. Abundance we are starting to have in excellent nutrition and excellent people. Finding these skills to really find the authentic, most pure, most incredible nutrition and personalities to get our information from. I know personalities here on YouTube that have changed thousands of lives just to rip off the amount of those lives that are most pure, that come to them in the most pure way, and take that first step and send them some money and find out, oh, there's absolutely nothing there. They're just repeating excellent truths to pull you in. I'm listening to guys talk about love that have zero love for anybody. I'm listening to guys talk about auric fields to where you can read another person's heart. I promise you, if you stand inside this person's auric field, unfortunately, we weren't able to stand inside of this person's auric field because we're all just here on the internet. You'd be able to know more about how this person is heinously dark and does heinously dark things, and you don't find that out except through experience, through testing, right? Building this spear tipping community, this spear tipping functionality and modality to where we can really have our voices heard by other authentic people in a really deep interchange that is not convoluted, twisted, or stepped on later by one of these types which are all over the place. And isn't it almost as though the algorithm is made for the narcissist, right? Links below. It's really an excellent challenge. All challenges are opportunities to build strength. It's an extra special strength to be able to really weed through. And when you do get pegged, have the strength to strike back, have the strength to take that and use it for fuel to keep going, not to be completely deterred or demoralized to the point where you give up and just fall back into this consumer marketplace where you're happy to just consume horrible content all day because there's millions of people doing that. Your health is your wealth, and those millions of people doing that majority doing that is why us authentic spirit tipping or wanting to be authentic spirit tipping souls that we really need to be successful. We need those guys to be successful because they're pushing the front lines. They're really making the change that all of us will enjoy once it's made. Innovatively, I'd like to introduce an idea that there's a digital point and contribution here if we can really refine our minds and make this front line punch through mechanism more strong, is that each issue happening in the world, we find a way that voice be recorded, be represented, and be set in front of the civil servants to just execute instead of being at the whim, at the coattails with really no power whatsoever. And that's the diverse idea. That's the example from nature. diversify the power. When I was a DC-2 in the United States Navy, the main principle that you will do when you have something happen, and the main principle that you rely on, is maintain the compartmentalization of the ship. All right, so if one hole can bring water into the entire ship, that ship's gonna sink. But if it's compartmentalized to the point and diversified, and each one of those spaces on the ship is locked down and represented as that tack number, as that space, and it has its own fortified, strong representation, the ship's not going to sink. It can take damage all day long. So I said in previous videos, and we're going a little abstract for the modern mind here, but to innovate ways both in agriculture and social communities to where we have small, tight, loving, strong units that can move around freely and communicate with other units and take responsibility for a small collective and represent that collective out in the main wholeness of the world. Now we have a lot stronger of a network structure, one step at a time, one view at a time, one soul at a time. Purity is step one. Purity right now is making sure that we just look, because there's 100 people, oh, he's got a big following, so I'm going to just go ahead and open my mouth and put it all inside and just keep doing that, right, over and over and over and over, even though I know that there's something wrong here, that this person, you know, my email box is full of, this is a true story for me, you know, my message box is full of 10 people telling me what this guy really is. Oh, but he's got such a big following, so I'll continue to, you know, I'm actually really proud that I didn't continue to, that once those started rolling in and I started seeing, oh wow, that wasn't necessary and this is a really good person, you're just looking at someone who's doing the same old leveraging, all for to him and his pocketbook, and really there's no reverse dispersal or really community interest or genuine guy in here. It's actually quite dark, really hashing our membership and what we're doing. Would you rather be with 2,000 fakes or 20 reals? That's a decision that we nutritionally, attritionally, informationally, soul nutrition, soul authentic soul, that we really need to be rock solid about. And you can see this in every level. So start to concentrate on that really authentic person right next to you, and not the really maybe authentic person with hundreds of thousands of followers all over, just in the interest that we all stay as healthy as possible in our real 20. All right, that's just my nutritionally experimentally diverse thoughts and constructs for today. I love you guys. Nurture that real 20. Forget about that fake 200,000. Who will? Let's be the strongest, the sharpest, the front line spirit tip moving forward. Us.